Hey everyone, I'm Jordan with 9 to 5 Toys, and today we're going to be checking out the Govee Glide Wall Light. Govee has a huge product line of RGB lighting, and one of their latest is this wall light with some different customizable configurations and a ton of control through the app. It's a pretty neat way to add some extra lighting to your setup. So let's dive in and check out the Govee Glide Wall Light. Thanks for watching 9 to 5 Toys. Be sure to like, subscribe, and enable notifications with the bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. So at its core, the Glide Wall Light is a customizable 6-section RGB light that can be controlled via an app, Alexa, or Google Assistant. Coming in at $90, the Glide Wall Light is quite a bit more expensive than light strips from Govee, but serves much different purpose. These plastic diffusers that cover the lighting, and they're the RGB LED lights, make this obviously something that can live on a wall like this instead of like an RGB strip, which you usually hide behind something or under something for sort of a more ambient glow. This is a very front-facing kind of light here. So to me, this makes it more of like a nanoleaf kind of design where you actually have some like accent designs on your wall in a very visible place. And those 6 different pieces can be connected together. You can kind of see they all flow together as one when they are all connected. And there's this little 90-degree connector right here, which you can round a corner and make some different designs. So I have 2 pieces down here and 4 across the top. So really you could put, 3 and 3, or I could take this one here and put it up here if we wanted to make it a little bit longer. And you can see here, I mean, it is plugged into a wall outlet, obviously. So this is where the controller goes down and plugs into the power adapter. So there are different ways, you could take care of that cord if you don't want it showing up in a scene like this. I could have moved the shelf over and kind of covered up with that, or you can use some of the little like wall, cord cable trays to kind of cover that up. Or you could just, mount it a little bit lower. Like if you had it behind the desk where your monitor is, you could just kind of mount it so that the edge of the light is just at the top of your desk. So lots of different ways you can customize this to fit your space. All right, and let's quickly look at getting the Glide Wall Light out of the box. We do have some literature like the user manual and a quick start guide. And then next we have the 6 LED tubes. And these are really lightweight, and so they stick very easily to the wall. They're mounted on there with just little command strips, and that seems to be plenty to keep them on there and have a really secure connection. And then also in the box we do have that 90-degree connector and the controller, as well as that power adapter. So really Govee has made getting set up with the Glide Wall Light extremely simple. So they say you want to start with mounting with the furthest piece. So you would start over here and mount that, and then as you work your way back, every piece will clip onto that with these little T connectors at the end of the tubes. You might want to measure or hold the lights up along there just to get an idea of where you want everything to line up. But I also found, at least for me, that it was pretty easy to kind of pull them back off after I've already stuck them on there and reposition them. And the cool thing about these Velcro command strips is that, if you do run into issues with those command strips or you just want to move it, those are very easy to replace. So when you know where you want to put them, you just pull off that backing and stick them on and line them all up along there. And when you're ready for the 90-degree corner here, it's the same thing. You just pop that on and then pop on the other pieces. And then the controller down here just pops on as well, and then plug in the adapter and you're ready to go. And while everything obviously clipped together okay, sometimes there were a few issues with getting everything to, really line up and clip together. So you kind of got to do some wiggling, kind of get it at an angle, and you might have to play around with it a little bit just to get it to snap on to the next connector. Then once you get everything mounted and powered up, you can power up the Govee app, and there is a ton of different controls you can do in there. First off, Govee has made getting the lights synced to the app, incredibly easy. You just hit add new device and follow the simple instructions. So that doesn't take very long, and then once you are in the app, there is a lot of different control you can have in there. So we're going to start a screen recording, and I'll show that up here on the screen, and I'm going to move off to the side and we'll go through the app. So first off, you can see here up top that there is just the power switch, easily powers it on and off. And then there's the effects lab, which you can see there are a bunch of different colors in here, and you can add those to your kind of color palette if that's something that you want to pull up later. Then we're going to go back and timer. Here you can set some different timers for, if you want to go for a while or if you want it to turn on or off at a specific time. So if you are in an office like this and you want it to, wake up with some sunset colors at sunrise, then that's something you could set up in here. All right, and going back out of that, next we do have that brightness slider. I had it at 58%, so now it's up to 100, and I'll go all the way down to 1%, which is still plenty visible on there. So let's pump it back up to 100. All right, then we have the refreshing light segment. So that's if you're making some changes to the layout. That's one way to refresh, the lineup and make sure that everything is synced together well. All right, then down here we have, the biggest controls, which are in this mode section. So first off with music, you can see it's reacting to my voice. So that's going to react to different audio that it picks up. And there are two different ways you can have that synced, either to, a microphone from your device or a microphone from the actual Govee Glide Wall Light itself. And then there are different settings for that. You can pop through lots of different ones to play with, like this strike or bounce. As you're making sound, you can see that it keeps up with that rhythm pretty well. So put it back to energetic. You can also, turn down the sensitivity if you don't want it popping up as often. So here it's all the way down. And it still seems to be pretty sensitive. Okay, so that is the music mode. Here we'll pop over to color. And this is where you can select, individual sections and change the color specifically for a different piece if you want. So this is, obviously it's very powerful. There's a lot you can do there, but it definitely takes a little more work than some of the more automated settings. So yeah, plenty that you can do in there. You can adjust all the brightness, change the colors, do whatever you want. We're going to move on to the next one, which is scene. And so this is the one that I've been using the most just because it's kind of some pre-programmed settings that are just ready to go. So right now we have it on ocean, and it's kind of going in between a few different colors of deeper and lighter blues, which I think is a really nice look. And the other one that I really like is this sunset glow, and it's the same kind of thing but with more sunset colors, so reds and oranges. But obviously we do have forest as well, and lots of different colors in here. This scene section definitely seems to have the most kind of pre-built options. So we have the natural ones, which are what we've been playing with so far. You have life ones, like here's the night light, which I'm not really sure what that's doing. You have a romantic one, movie, candies, lots of different fun ones that you can play with. And over here, we'll go all the way down to like the funny section, and we'll do this strike, which is kind of things moving back and forth, crossing. So lots of different things you can play with, whether you want a more, static color, or if you want something that's moving around a lot and, creating a lot of energy in your room. Personally, I really like the just basic natural ones. Like I said, the sunset glow, I've been using that one a lot, and the ocean as well. All right, then we'll go down to the DIY, which is the last section in here, and it's just flashing right now. And so here you can create your own DIY. I just chose a couple colors down here, and I put it on the gradient mode, and so then it's just kind of going back and forth. So here's one where you can set some different colors and have them just kind of rotate through, and it looks like you can add as many different colors as you want. We could also throw in a little like lighter kind of pink or fuchsia here. We'll apply that. And so those are just going to kind of go through because we do have that clockwise setting on here. So lots of different things you can do in here if you want to set up your own kind of thing that moves around and makes adjustments as you go. So that's going to be great for creators who have a specific color palette that they want to use for their background lighting. But there are also still all of those pre-built lightings if you just want to use those as well. And while I can't really find any specifics when it comes to the lighting specs, as you can see here, I am using my studio lighting, and this light is still clearly visible. Obviously, because it is kind of front-facing and not hiding behind something, that is going to make it definitely more visible than like a strip light in brightly lit rooms. In a sunlit or studio lit room like this, it's not going to, light up the whole thing, but it is obviously still clearly visible because it is facing the camera. But at night, in a, more dimly lit room, or if you just have a couple lights on with your monitor or something, this will cast quite a bit of lighting over your room. So I think it's plenty bright for me. I wouldn't really be looking for anything more than this. One other great thing is you can use voice control like Alexa or Google Assistant to control the glide as well. So Alexa, change the glide to sunset glow. All right, there we go. And we can see that it changed to a different setting. So that obviously makes it really easy if you don't want to pull up the app, or if you don't want to, use a remote or anything like that. That makes voice control extremely simple. I do find that sometimes you have to be very specific with the words that you say. Like I couldn't throw scene in there. It didn't understand what I was saying when I said the sunset glow scene. But once you kind of figure out what the different settings are and the exact words to use, then everything works really seamlessly. So all in all, wrapping up here, the Govee Glide Wall Light is a really easy to install and very easy to use wall light that captures a unique look. It's more versatile than a bare LED strip with the built-in diffusion and can easily live behind a monitor or another piece to add some accent lighting to your room or studio or creator space. At $90, there are certainly cheaper options for RGB lighting, but if you want to add a customizable tubular light on your wall with a wide variety of controls, then there really isn't much else like the Govee Glide Wall Light. Alright, and that'll do it for our review of the Govee Glide Wall Light. Let us know what you think about it down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. This is Jordan with 9to5 Toys.